Have you or a loved one fallen victim to a video like this? I can't find your silver lining. I don't mean to judge. When you read your speech, it's time enough is enough. You've been scammed. Me. I did it. I scammed just now. I just scammed you. Yep. All right. Let me show you how this magic trick works. I used my phone to take a video of me singing, so it seems like the audio that you're hearing is the raw audio from the phone, not edited or fooled with or tricking you in any way. Well, for starters, you know how there was piano being played in the background? Well, that actually wasn't coming through the speakers. That was added in post. Now, the problem is if I'm just singing raw without any reference like that piano, then my pitch could be all over the place and, it just could be really messed up. So I needed the piano to be able to have a reference to make sure that I was singing good. So I had my AirPod headphone in one of my ears that was hidden by me having my head turned to the camera. Some people just hide it by having their hair cover it. And the reason that I had to record the singing separately from the piano was so that I could use software to read just the pitch of the singing so that I could fix the pitch in post. A lot of people refer to this pitch correction as Autotune. But the thing about Autotune is it's not very transparent and it's hard to get away with it really. So what I used is a piece of software called Melodyne that does manual pitch correction. So on the computer over here, I've already brought my video from my phone to my computer and I drag it into my recording software here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just extract the audio from it. And then on this audio track, I'm going to put this plugin called Melodyne. If I click here and let it play for a sec, I can't find your silver lining. You will see that here is the pitch that I was singing. Now this note right here, you can see this squiggly line, and that's the actual pitch that I'm singing in relation to a piano note, like this is an F sharp. And around this squiggly line is this bigger bubble, which kind of shows like the average of what the note that's being sang. And so if we click on this and we look up here, we can see that it's an F sharp 3 and that it's negative 18 cents from the F sharp 3, from being perfect on the F sharp 3. So really, I sang this 18 cents flat. So what I can do is grab my pitch tool here and I can move it up to be not flat at all. So now it says 0 and the pitch has been corrected. But I still have this squiggly line in here, which is my kind of natural vibrato and wavering. And because that still exists, the tuning is much more transparent than if it was just a straight line. This is what that sounds like. Silver lining. It's very transparent. You can't really hear it. Versus if I remove the vibrato completely with this pitch modulation tool, now check out what it sounds like. Silver lining. It's definitely a little bit more toony. Like watch if I do it with this one too. Silver lining. Then you get that really auto-tuned sound. So I've went through and took the time to manually move all of these notes to sound as perfect as I can without it sounding like that auto-tune sound, keeping it transparent. I have this previously imported version right here that if I bring up Melodyne, you can see that if I click on this note here, it's already at 0. This one's already at 0. They're all at 0. And I've perfectly moved everything to be like that. And this is what you heard in the beginning video. Now, if I select everything and I hit reset, Watch all the notes move. I'll zoom in here just so you can see that again. Here, I'll undo it. You see how much they're moving? Lots of little adjustments. And as you can guess, it takes a long time to do all that to make it really sound natural, but as perfect as you can. Now, once this is all tuned, I put in the piano underneath. Here's all the piano notes that I programmed. And I mix it to be below the vocals. I can't find your silver lining. I don't mean to judge. Then I export these together as one track, so it sounds like they were being performed at the same time. So then I go into my video editing software here, and I bring in the exported track. And once I've dragged this in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up to the original video here, and then listen back and try to get them as lined up as possible. I can't find your silver lining. I don't mean to judge. That sounds pretty close, and you can hear some phasing going on, and that's because the notes that I'm singing are slightly different in the correct one versus my actual authentic real take. So then from here, I'm just going to actually mute the audio from the original video so that only the edited audio is being played over it. So now I still have the raw sound of the camera audio, but it has been edited and you wouldn't really know. And I just export this as one video and then I can post this to social media. Now, there are truly amazing singers on these social media platforms that don't edit their singing and leave it unedited, flaws and all. A good example would be Kennedy. 'Cause I'm a singer, oh, it looks so cute, wrapped around my finger. Now, notice how Kennedy, in this paused clip right here, you can see both of her ears and neither have a headphone in them. This is going to be important for the next clip I show you. You can see if we bring this video into our software and we look at the pitch, you can see that, some of these notes are not right in the middle and, there's squiggly lines, there's imperfections. And that's showing that it's genuine and she's really a great singer that, is not afraid to show her flaws. Being real, in my opinion, is a good thing. But unfortunately, there are a lot of singers on these platforms that use this software to perfect their singing abilities, and then people in the comments genuinely believe that this person is a perfect singer. A good example here would be Anna Frank. Now, Anna here, you can notice that her head is always tilted to the side. She even looks forward at one point, but her hair is completely covering her other ear. And I'm pretty sure that it's the same thing that I was doing earlier, where there's just, an AirPod hiding in her ear so that, she can keep her pitch relative to that piano and stay in time with it and whatnot. Now, if we bring this video into our software, you can see that the pitch is going right in the middle of the note, right where the perfection is. And in spots where it would be nearly impossible to be perfect, it just is. It is everywhere. It is, and the thing about it is, if you look at that line, it's not wavering like your natural voice does. It's really flat. There's barely any wavering going on, barely any vibrato, which is just proving the fact that it was edited with software. And the bummer is in the comments, there is so many people that are saying, your voice control is insane. How do you control your voice like that? There's tons of comments of people wishing that they had that level of control. but they can't naturally get that level of control without the power of software. So unfortunately, they're being tricked into believing that it's a real camera audio, undoctored, but really it's edited and they're just believing a magic trick. Now, there's a lot of creators and singers out there that sing into a studio mic like this, and the vocals sound really polished, and you can hear harmonies that have been pre-tracked that are going along while they're miming along to the video. And to me, that's obvious that, okay, this has been doctored in the studio, this has been produced, but it's obvious, like, to the point that, there's nothing unethical about it. It's so obvious that anybody could figure out, like, okay, there's obviously not two singers going on here, but there's harmonies. So this has been doctored in the studio. We aren't trying to act like it wasn't doctored in the studio. But when you record with a phone camera and you're getting the raw audio from the room, that's making it seem like, oh, I'm just hearing the raw audio. This is what their voice really naturally sounds like. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it even matters that singers are tricking people into believing that they have this perfect pitch? Or should they get, props for pulling off a magic trick and people not even knowing what they actually did? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you dig this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more. Peace out!